Baliala, Hahu, Nodeda. In that night, the king's sleep was disturbed. Ki laila nikra achar chatzos, because nighttime, that's called after midnight. Va'az vayomar lahavi sefer zichronos, and that's when he says to bring the book of memories, of remembrances. That it's known that at the middle of the night, the Holy One must be he gets up to have enjoyment with the tzaddikim in Gan Eden, the time of Tikkun Chatzos. Masha'ein kain kodem Chatzos shina silek la'ela la'ela, which is not the case. Before Chatzos, you have sleeping and a removal above, upwards. Yavistalkus of Kuchibrichu Vain Bibior Ezor Parshas Shmini Inyan Divrei Hayamim. Look what's brought in Bior Zohar Shmini, the concept of this idea of the words, the happenings of the days, because it's Sefer HaZichronos Divrei Hayamim. What happened in the days? Mikor Hazman, what's Divrei Hayamim? That refers to the source of time. The Divrei Hayamim, the words of Hashem, that are the source for Yamim. Because above, it's a concept of higher than time. I guess the neshama goes back to the level of beyond time in sleeping when you have this histalkus. Veli nira lefarish divrei hayamim ki yesh yomin ilayin mekor hazman kanal. And it seems to me that Tzemach Tzedek says to explain this idea of the words of the days, the happenings of the days, because there's supernal days which are the source of time. V'yomin tatayin levushin lenefesh memitzvos. And you have the lower days, which days are called garments to the soul in the mitzvahs that it does. So that's like the beer of Avram Zakin Baba Yamin, Biyom Inon Yomin Ilayin. But that actually it may be referring to the concept of the Yomin Tatayin, because it says that Chasra Levush Echada. If you're missing one day, you're missing a levush of the mitzvahs. And then you have, in this context, you have the source of time, the mistama, the midos as they are, the midos in Keser, as opposed to the midos in Zah, which are the Mekor Hazman of the days of the week. And that's the idea of drawdown, the supernal days. When it's removed above, beyond time. And also, if you do righteousness, what do you give to him? So on that level, the supernal and lower days don't have any grasp there, don't have any effect. And is there old age by him? It's interesting because this is the level of Atik. We say he's Atik Yomin Yosef, he's ancient of days. That's the level of beyond the Yomin. Lachin Shalat Haman. At any rate, because it's beyond time, that's where Haman can get a Yanika. Alkain, Avalkishin, and Nodeda Chulu. So that's the concept of sleeping, going up beyond the source of time of the mitzvos and their effect. In the mitzvos or their source, and the source of the yamim, which are the mitzvos. But if you go beyond that, so what do your mitzvahs have effect? There can be a unika from the makif to the other side of al-keshen nodeda chulu. But when that sleep, so to speak, is disturbed, lahavi sefer zichronos, to bring the book of remembrances, kiyala zichronos, because the remembrances will go up even to that level. Like some that says the remembrances will as if there's something far away, will be brought there. Because on that level, it's beyond the remembrances. So if you want to have an effect from that level, it's, so to speak, an idea of bring me those remembrances. So the idea of the scribe, the book, and the story in it, that's the words of the days. So it says Sefer HaZichronos Divrei HaYamim. So that you have the Sefer and the Divrei HaYamim, which is the Sipur. And perhaps this level is the level of Sofer, which is higher than that. Or maybe even beyond the level of Sofer. Because this is rachok from the Makor. A mitzvah. So what are the Divrei Yamim? Mitzvahs is l'satu levushin l'nefesh. So those are the mitzvahs, the arousal from below, garments to the soul, the yomin tatain, like he said. The Gam Sefer, also the idea of the book, like it says in the verse, I will I will fulfill the days, the number of your days. So the word mispar is the same letters as Sefer. Habihirus shel halavushim, that mispar is also from the language of brilliance. So the Sefer is from the language of brilliance, of the lights for your days. Habihirus shel halavushim, the brilliance of these garments. As vayimatzei kasuv, that's when you found that it's written nisirus l'sata, which is this arousal from below. Asher higid v'himshich Mordechai chulu, that Mordechai drew this down. And Mordechai did something that deserves notice and attention. The ilula ela la'ela imtzi Dr. Kanal, because if it was really above, you would say, if you did righteousness, what does it matter? So, when you bring it up to this level, the act of Mordechai has an effect. Which Mordechai represents an act of righteousness. Gami Shlomar Divrei Hayamim Osios Nemshachim Mimidos Elyonos. We can also say that these words of the days are letters that are drawn down from the supernal midos. So the divrei is the words, the concept of malchus, of the which is peh, the words that come from a level of the midos, which are the yamim. Shal yedem kol hashinoim, that through the osios of above, you have all the combinations of letters that from the midos, you have all the different shinoim, like it's brought in Tanya in the holy letters about the combinations of letters and the resh lamar alf sharim, panim v'achor, and so forth. Ubemelaos hayamim, and when the days are filled, ubemelaos hayamim ha'ele. And when these days were filled, Perishinis Malo Halavushim, that's when the garments are filled. What does it mean when the days were filled? When the days ended. But it also means when you've completed all these garments. Because the Yamim are the garments. Hammelech Mishte Began Eden. Then the king makes a feast in Gan Eden. Hulu. So when the garments are filled, then you have a feast for the tzaddikim from the mitzvos in Gan Eden. Vine. Look, one of the Mefarshim, Alef Mem, and it was in the days of Achashverosh. Tzarich Mao Divrei Hayamim Nizkar Gamkin Misas Melech Haches, that in the Divrei Hayamim it also mentions the death of the 8th king of Esav. So how is that connected to the garments? That the garments are made from the purification of the sparks that come from the 7 kings, not the 8th king. Or maybe it's after the kings, so the kings shouldn't be mentioned in the Divrei Hayamim, which are the birur afterwards. However you want to explain this question. So he doesn't answer it. And also, I'm not sure where the Melech HaChes is mentioned. Maybe it's in the actual Divrei Hayamim, in the Sefer Divrei Hayamim of the Ksuvim, in Tanakh. Another concept here is that the words were read on their own, like the concept of that it's known and revealed, meaning to say that there doesn't need to be any hamshacha or special act of into knowledge, but it's already known because it's already known to him because he's one with his wisdom. Mamer Chanukah tafkuf samachei tafkuf samachvav ein toror miketz roni v'simchi. So Nikrai Memela is like that level, or that on this high level, you don't have to have a hashpah into knowledge, but it's already known. Like the concept of Rosh Amar v'haya ha'olam also. Like there's a certain Memela on that level. Leil Adlo Kabilas Dachar. So the word Leil as opposed to Lila is that Leil, the nighttime, is without a hay, is before the feminine receives the masculine. Matzah Aleph. So that's the first matzah. So we're talking about the night of Pesach, I guess. Laila Kad Gabilas, and she's called, the feminine is called Laila with a hay when she receives the masculine. Hanu Matzah Beis Milui Hay. That's the second matzah that has the extra hay. Mura Gadol, which is the great, awesome revelation of the Shekhinah. On Pesach, Yishlomar's Zochar Keser. That's the concept of the masculine of Keser that's revealed on Pesach night. Ein Zohar Chilek Aleph Tzadik Beis 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 Pamim Bo Lashem, and 2 times Bo, I guess it says the command to Moshe in Chumash twice, Bo El Paro. Or the Hay, or the Ramaz. I guess the Ramaz explains Shenichlak Lebeis Bechinos Chesed V'Gvura, that it's divided into 2 concepts of kindness and strictness. Im Ken Yish Gam Ken Mamechalik. If so, there's also the divider V'Hu HaKeser. And that's Keser al Derech Beis Perushim B'Machatzisa Shekel Pluk Techulol, like the concept of the 2 ideas in the half shekel, or the division of it. I guess the division of Chatzos. As is known, the 2 concepts of matzah, the matzah before Chatzos and the matzah after Chatzos. There's a command to eat matzah, and then there's the matzah that they had only because of the Giloi of Melech Malchei Melchim Kadosh Baruch Hu. Beis Bechinos Chesed, the Chesed, the Zon, there's 2 concepts within the kindness of Chesed of Zon Nukva. L'chora Yuvan Mamash Kazu Ba'anan Mem Hei Shin Chulu. I'm not sure what Mem Hei Shin is. Melech Yashar is. or with I'm not sure if it's ba'anan or be'inyan. It says ba'anan. That's why it's called. It says that the Kodesh Baruch Hu is called the half that divides. So you have this two concepts within Keser that divides the Chesed and Gvura. So the divider, who Hamechalek. Keser is the divider, divides Chatzos. So like the Machatzis HaShekel, the divider, so that's the level of Keser that divides two things. That from the concept of Keser you can have Chesed and Gvura together. Ein Torei Cheshocha, or Ayin Torei Cheshocha. It's the concept of Ayin, the mountains of darkness. Reim Hahuvim, the beloved friends. So it divides, but it also unites to the level of Keser. Benefesh Hainu Suharim Shalom. And in the soul, it's the concept of the mountains will lift up in peace. Mountains are the inyan of midos. In the inner part of the heart, the inclusion together of both love and fear as one. Laila kala baruchu. And this concept of the nighttime. Mash'en kein chitzoni is called below hay, which is not the case in the external. You have kala behay. That's what it is. Chinazu laila kala behay. So the concept of laila is like the bride with a hay, just like Lila's with a hay, which is not the case in the external. It's called below hay. Ein hiskalus kolkach. So there's not as much inclusion. Inyan hashashua b'chatzos. So the when you have kala as with a hay, so that means that the chassan and kala are uniting. It's like the av and yir. In the concept of the pleasure, the enjoyment in chatzos, you've in mahanal beis haramaz, bir haramaz. You can understand from this explanation of the Ramaz brought before. Came to my garden, which is the concept of chatzos in Gan Eden. We need to understand the difference between the other concepts of chatzos and chatzos of Pesach, Balyala, Hahu, Balilah hazeh, with the concept of on that night and on this night. Because it says in the Megillah on that night, and you have this night as well. In Zez Giloy, and who is hidden. I'm Purim bePrietz Chaim. Rachel, that the union is with Rachel, Mashenkin b'shar leilos im Leah, which is not the case with the rest of the nights. The yichud is with Leah. And the Rachel's like, so to speak, under the bed, Nekuda Tachas HaYisod. And that's why we ask, why is this night different? You have this yichud with Rachel instead of Leah. And therefore, charosis is the letter of to have mercy on Rus. Zachar levad Leah. That he only mentions Leah. And on the other nights, I'm Rus. I'm not sure what Rus has to do with this. Perhaps it's a euphemism for Leah or something as well. Chas Rus Pesach. That Chas Rus is made out of Chas is the letters for. So if Rus is a feminine aspect of Pes, so I guess that's the word Chas is also the word Sach to speak. Mochin L'Rachel, which are the brains for Rachel, Hanikra Peh, which is called a mouth, Ulaleah Rus, and Leah, and to Leah, that is also the level of Rus. Ein Pardes Erech Chatzos, Verech Laila, look what it's brought in Pardes about the Chatzos, the midnight, and the nighttime. Perek Beis, Mishar Seder Atzilus, the Laila Hachana Lezivug de Boker Chulu. And in Eitz Chaim, or no, in Perek Beis of Pardes, Seder Atzilus, that nighttime is a preparation for the union in the morning. That you have a zivug after Chatzos. We can say that this refers to Rachel, that at midnight there's some kind of preparation for Rachel for the zivug of the morning. This is all, if you're not familiar with the idea, you have this concept of, and the davening is, all the davening is preparation for the supernal zivug of the concepts of Yaakov and Yisrael, or Rachel and Leah. So that's the concept of the davening. And then at nighttime, B'kriyas Shema Lamita and Chatzos, it's a concept, and Tikkun Chatzos, it's all a concept of preparation, like a Nasira, and the Dormita de Zah, and so forth. Like on Rosh Hashanah, you have this preparation for the zivug. You have the sleeping of Adam to meet Chava, and so too every night you have this idea as well. But according to the simple meaning of night, that Laila refers to when, it's not like Leil, but it's Laila, when she receives the masculine, Zivug me Malchus, it's a union of Malchus, in Kenan al Korachach Tzarech Lomar Dekai Leah. We must say that it refers to Leah and not Rachel. So if you could say, because the zivug of Rachel is usually in the morning, and at nighttime, after Chatzos, it's Leah. There's the first part of Tikkun Chatzos is called Tikkun Rachel. The second part is called Tikkun Leah. The second part is called Tikkun Rachel. So if what we're talking about, Kad Kabilas Dachar in the nighttime, so that would be Leah. But if you want to say it's a chana to the morning, so then it also could refer to Rachel, the zivug of the boker. If it's a chana to zivug of the boker, it's Rachel. If it's in the nighttime, so as to these two parts of the night, we could say is two halves of the night, the two chatzayin of the Laila. One is Leah, and the other is Rachel. Ein Pritz Chaim Tikkun Chatzos Yicharad Ha'ish Chulu. Who gets brought in Pritz Chaim and Tikkun Chatzos about how I guess this is referring to Boaz, where he has Rus by his feet. So it's a concept, like we said, that Rus corresponds with Leah. Because Boaz also woke up in the middle of the night, and Rus was by his feet. V'ayin, again, Aleph Hey Mem al Pasuk Zeh. Ein Basiligani Bibir Ein al Pasuk Tzaka Narachulu Ein Belahavin Chulu Gimel Lius Malchus Tliazne. Look at the explanation of how the nighter cried out in Moshiela, and look about the idea of maybe the idea of Matzah Basadeh is similar to this concept of outside or something. And you have three levels of Malchus's Aliyah. Leah and Rachel, perhaps Kudatach HaSaisod, and full parts of and so forth. And also Esther, she fell in front of his feet. It's It's the idea of love sickness. It's similar to the idea of Leah or the idea of Rus by the feet of Boaz. So we can say the idea of learning at night is support me with the marble or the apple juice or whatever, that it refers to Torah, which is a healing for this falling down. It all refers to the idea of building this standing up of Malchus, the Spartuf of Malchus, and it's a preparation for the union, which is drawing down the drop, mashal of learning the tongue, which is, I guess, a lashon that's brought by the Chavrei Daniel, limud sefer lashon kasdim. Maybe it's a concept of the Yesod HaElyon, which is the tongue. I'm not sure what that's referring to. Ein bizohar al pasuk v'zarach Hashem b'yish parshas v'yitzei b'mash kasav sham. Look what's brought about the idea of the sun came up, which is an idea of Yesod v'hu kachasan and so forth. Tzarech yun bo lamid vav aleph yisarif ba dechurachulu. Needs to be looked into. The idea of Zohar Bo, it says the masculine was mixed with her, with the feminine. Ein v'ayin Zohar, Biyor Zohar, Sham, Al Daled, Lamed Zayin, Amud Beis, Lamed Ches Beis v'Yuvan, v'ayin Baramaz, Al Daf Mem He Amud Beis, v'Mem Vav Ayin Aleph, v'Vor Gamkein, the Chatzos Beis Leah. It's also explained there that the second part of Chatzos is Leah, Rakarach Mim, the Halamed Kerachel. Only have this Rachamim of something, of Lamed, which is like Rachel. Maybe it's the Halayla. Because Leah takes up the entire Koma and Rachel's pushed below. So Leah has a complete Zivug with Zah, therefore there's a concept of Rachamim of Rachel to Rachel. There's also this idea of the Tzike Kedir. Leah v'Rachel bichol derosh, Samech Beis. V'sham nispo yichud lamar lamachaz, and there it explains the concept of the yichud that's above the chazeh of Zah. So usually Rachel is below the chazeh. So when you have the parts of Leah and Rachel, of Leah taking up the entire Koma of Zah, so it's above the Chazah as well. So there's all in the concept of the Yichud in the nighttime of Kriyash Malamita, Chatzos, and preparation for the morning, the Yichud of Rachel. So Vatipol Nifnei Raglav, the concept of Esther, is connected to this idea as well. And it is all connected to the idea of Balilah, ההוא, Nodeda, Shnas, המלך, how you have this awakening in the midnight of Chatzos of the king.